Hey everyone, as I'm sure you're well aware, this academic year has been very different than what we're used to. The global pandemic has affected everyone, including us, and our studies, but it's also affected pretty much everything as well, including events. So this year's gonna be very different than what we're used to in general.
So even though this year has been more than a challenging for probably most of us and probably uncomfortable in the same way, we must not forget that there are other people and probably there are people who need help more than we do currently, and that's also one of the reason why we should help each other more. So, considering the situation this year, as Tony said, we are going to have a little bit of a different charity auction than in the previous years. So, this year, we will have the charity auction through the whole week from 30th of November till the 4th of December. And from Monday till Thursday, we'll have something that is going to be called silent auction. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in a second. And on Friday, we're going to have the online charity auction event where we will try to recreate the whole charity night, but just in a little bit shorter span of time. Before we talk more about the charity event, I would like to present to you more about the organization that we are organizing this charity for.
So the organization we are raising funds for this year is Svezanju, or All for Her. They focus on psychosocial support for female oncological patients. They use the experience of patients and the expertise of professionals to always stay one step ahead of the disease. They offer grievance counseling for both patients and the families and loved ones of patients, and they've been instrumental in helping a lot of women and their families through this disease and help them get through the hardest times.
So probably right now you're interested in how we are planning to organize this year online auction, and for that this year we're going to use the Air Auctioneer, which is the platform for online bidding. It's really easy to use, and in the next few minutes we will create the tutorial for you, so it will be easy for you also. And for any questions, of course, you can ask us in any time. And in the end, I would just like to tell you that you can also buy Sveza new wristbands on campus. They cost 10 kunas, and they're also the mystery raffle tickets, in which you will be included if you buy the bracelet. Uh, for any questions that you have, feel free to contact us on our Instagram or at our email, student.government at croatia.rit.edu. Thank you guys and hope to see you.
So now we're getting into the tutorial on how to access and use Air Auctioneer to take part in the charity auction this year. So you'll be receiving an email with a formal invitation to the auction itself, within which will be a link to the auction as well as a password to access it. For the purposes of this tutorial, we've created a stand-in or test auction. Once you've entered the link, it's going to ask you for the auction password, which we can just enter in, and boom, you're at the on the auction page. So this here is the list of all of the items available for auction, their current bids or starting prices if there have been no bids so far, and you can filter by pretty much everything you want or need to. But in order to actually bid, you're going to have to sign in. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I sign in if I don't have an account? It's actually really simple because you can use your RIT Google account, meaning that you can just connect with Google and sign right on in with your RIT account. So I'll meet you back here as soon as I log in. All right, so now I'm signed in and I can actually start bidding on the items that are in the auction. So as you can see, this one has a little green bar as opposed to a blue bar. This indicates that I've already bid on a current item. So in order to bid, it's simple. Click on the item. You see how much time's left. You see the starting price. You see the option to bid. It says it has to be multiples of 5 kuna with a minimum of 20 because that's the starting price. So, for example, we can bid 25 here. And as soon as you bid, you'll receive an email that you've put in a bid for the item. This another email will also show up if you've actually won the bid war on an item with further instructions on what to do in order to pay for and pick up your item. But we'll get to that a bit later. Right now, it shows the bidder. It shows the time that the bidder made his bid, and that sort of just keeps a track. You also have other items from the charity should you want to immediately swap to another one you see here. If not, you just click here to go back to the auction and see what else there is. Now, as far as paying for your items, should you win a bid, you will have two options. One of them will be to pay by cash when you go pick up your item at campus, or to submit a payment directly to Svezanju using their IBAN, which will be provided in the email you receive when you've won an auction. Should you be paying through this IBAN, it is important, very important, to put RIT cares in the at least RIT cares, and then following whatever additional comments you want to put in there, because this helps us both keep track of the number of donations as well as keep track of who actually donated. Once you've made your payment, take a screenshot, and you're going to use that as proof to pick up your item on campus.